Let's talk some more about cheerleading uniforms, specifically why some gyms seem to have their entire program wear the same uniform and some programs seem to have a different uniform for every single team. Honestly, I think it depends a lot just on the owner's preference, maybe their budget, the size of their program. I feel like in a lot of smaller programs, not all, but a lot, you're going to see all the teams wearing the same uniform, with the exception of the younger teams that have to wear like the conversion piece in the middle to make it a full top, but overall, same uniform. Then kind of the next step up from that is going to be the situation that my team is in, and I think this is the model that a lot of programs use, where we have one uniform for all of our elite teams across all Top Gun locations. They wear this white uniform. Then we have a different uniform that's specifically for our novice and our prep teams. And then obviously our Worlds teams have their custom uniforms that are specific to the team. And for gyms that don't have a Worlds team, sometimes they'll just have their top senior level team have some sort of special uniform or maybe a different bottom or a different sleeve or something like that to make them stand out a little bit. And I think this is going to be the situation in the majority of gyms. They're going to have their regular program uniform, their prep uniform, and then specialty uniforms for their Worlds or their top level team. I can think of a lot of gyms that do this. Stingrays, Brandon, us at Top Gun. I think Maryland Twisters does this. So I think this is kind of the model that a lot of gyms have taken. Then kind of the next step up from there is large gyms where every different location gets to kind of pick their own uniform. And I think this is a little bit more uncommon, but I know Cheer Athletics does this. This is a uniform from one of their locations, I want to say Columbus. And then this is a uniform from a different location. And these aren't their Worlds uniforms. This is just their regular program uniform. So every different location of Cheer Athletics has a different uniform that they wear to kind of set the different locations apart from each other. And then kind of like the most extreme option is gyms where every single team has its own different uniform. The most notable, I think, of this are Cheer Extreme and World Cup. So literally every single team from Tinies all the way up has a custom uniform that says like their specific team's name on it. Now, if you're like, wow, that seems like a lot, there are pros and cons to this. Obviously, the con is that the uniform doesn't have as much longevity. Like, you know, if you don't make that team again next year, you move on to a different team, you have to get a new uniform. But I think gyms that do that kind of facilitate the resale and swap out of the uniforms. I will say, I think it makes being on a new team a lot cooler because, you know, you're going to get a new uniform. So that could be an added element of excitement. But I think purely for the sake of simplicity and just time, a lot of gyms choose to stick with the just one uniform for everyone option. It makes reordering a lot easier. It makes resale a lot easier. It makes exchanges a lot easier. It's just, I think, more convenient for the gym owner and the program directors. As always, if you have more questions about cheerleading, feel free to comment below.